Hey guys, welcome to the Great Beyond. This is Ralph, and today we'll be talking about Jonah and the underground chambers. Now, you probably will be wondering what happens after death and whether you'll be going to either heaven or hell. And one question that I did ask myself was, if that's the case, what are the locations of heaven and hell? And I looked through scriptures and I found that there are possible locations for the entrance to the underground chambers. First and foremost, that they could be located under the earth's surface. Secondly, the entrance could be a hiding place for unrighteous and fallen angels under the mountains. And thirdly, or a lesser known aspect, would be that the entrance could be in the many waters and seas. Now, first possible location. We know that hell is always referred to as a being or beneath the earth in Numbers chapter 16 verse 30 and in Job chapter 11 verse 8. Of course, some believe hell or interpret hell to be like difficulties and troubles or bad situations that we encounter on earth. Some already believe that this coronavirus could be hell on earth, but that's not the case. Most often we over-exaggerate the emphasis on the importance of how to treat others in life, and that could be hell for others. But then there's also the belief that the Egyptians had this religion or this belief that hell, which had the god Anubis, was the god of the afterlife, and that other religions picked up that aspect and then inculcated it into their doctrines. But frankly, I'm of the opinion that if you want to understand scripture, it's as literal as it gets, because the Bible was not written by professors from Harvard or Yale or Stanford. No, they were written by 40 different professions with diverse backgrounds, I must say. Shepherds, farmers, fishermen, tax collectors, teachers, and even a well-educated Pharisee. Yeah, I'm talking about Paul. Yeah, he could have been probably the highest level of attained the highest level in law at that time. It's just plain. Angels are angels, demons are demons, hell is hell, earth is earth. And even in Journey to the Center of the Earth, in that book, it's a novel actually, but there has been a strong connotation to the earth or the center of the earth being really hot, like liquid fire. Then there is one other thing that we need to know, which was the second part, which is the underground, where we have the location under the mountains, which will be revealed into much details by our very own Jonah in Jonah chapter 2 verse 6. So yes, hell is under the earth. Do I have reference or do I have evidence? I do. Psalm chapter 55 verse 15, Isaiah chapter 14 verse 5, Exodus chapter 31 verse 16, and in the New Testament, 2 Peter chapter 2 verse 4. All classic examples of hell being under the earth's crust. Now, we have a classic example in the Old Testament where we have Korah fighting against Moses. Now, I'm not talking about Korah from Avatar, no, not the descendant of Aang, but Korah as in Korah. Korah. He is an Israelite, and he challenged or he tried to have a coup against Moses and Aaron's authority. Now, this is what happened. The earth literally opened up like a Pac-Man and swallowed his households and literally every property, every belonging to the coup plotters and their families. Yeah, so there was a chasm that was opened up and the earth actually swallowed them up. So that was the end of that story. Yeah. That can be found in Numbers chapter 16, verse 32 to 33. I know. Yeah. Second point, we have the descending into the mountains to reach Tartarus. This is where we'll delve into an intermission, and we'll look at our topic, our main man for today, Jonah. Now, we've been taught from childhood that Jonah was, even in Sunday school, that Jonah was thrown into a big whale and thrown off the boat, and he lived in the whale for 3 days and 3 nights, and he was praying, crying out to God. But under careful study, it's a big but, under careful study, we did find out some things or some revelations that the dude actually drowned. He literally, he lost his life. He was flatlined. He died. That was the end. He died, and in those 3 days, the fish, was protecting his body from being eaten from other fish creatures. Fish. Now, in Jonah chapter 2, verse 1 to 7, that is the confirmation. When you're describing the bottoms of the mountains, Jonah didn't pray in the belly, but he cried out from the belly of hell. So Jonah actually descended into hell. For 3 days he was down there, and he cried out, and God brought his spirit back into his body. Now, there's a perfect comparison in Matthew chapter 12, verse 39 to 40, where Christ compares his 3 days and 3 nights to Jonah's 3 nights and 3 days in hell, or Sheol, or Tartarus, or Abuso. Now, the word large whale, which is Greek for kettles, not kettle, kettles, actually meant a large fish. And probably the reason why we refer to a whale was at that time because we thought that the whale was the only largest fish creature. Some people think that it could have been a kraken, or it could have been a mystical sea monster, but we do know for a fact that he was in the belly of a fish, or protected for that point of duration. And that was also confirmed. And he also found the bars to the mountains, which Job spoke about in Job chapter 38, verse 17, meaning the literal portals or entrances to the underworld. Thank you, listeners, for listening in. Tune in for the next episode. This is your boy, Ralph. Do subscribe, like, comment, and any questions you have, do leave it in the comment section. Happy Easter. God bless you, and let us look towards being at the right seat of our Father. Amen. Peace out.